Back is ready to readiness for the scheduled service that we operate out of Sydney to New York. He flies back to New York to London City, so it's quite a nice little operation. So that's our Airbus clearing off. After that, we're expecting the red Barons on the runway. 9 red Lynx. Event happens right and left. And then the actual flying display kicks off at 12:30. We then have the Avro Vulcan. The Avro Vulcan due on at 33 minutes past 2. The B8 Posideon. Then we have Starduster, the F-18 Super Hornet about 5 past, and then a whole load of other aircraft following that. So kicking off about 30 seconds early, which is always a good way to start, the Meteor and the Vampire. Starting the takeoff run. We have a display from them for around about 12 minutes, which is good. Now these are both very vintage jets, very lovely jets. And we're not going to show you the massive performance that they used to have because you want to preserve them. So the speeds are going to be around about 200 knots, 250 knots, that sort of thing. Right, if you look at the big screen, if you're near the big screen, you can see still waving and happy about this situation. I wouldn't be, but there we go. I'm not a young lady. I don't know whether flapping the arms do create a little bit of extra lift, but they are leg out, in the way. Aircraft, Boeing, Stim and Breitling, and new striking colours, the Breitling livery. They go back like that, 1940.
When the aeroplane first went to war, and the BE-2C, we see that at the moment on the right side of the flight line with the distinctive undercarriage skids, was actually designed here at Farnborough back in 1912, and was designed by Geoffrey de Havilland, who at the time was the chief engineer and the chief designer and the chief test pilot, the only engineer, chief engineer, the only chief test pilot, and the only aircraft designer at the time operating within the Royal Aircraft Factory. And that BE-2C, you can see it cruising there at its maximum speed of about 65 miles an hour. And the evolution of the aircraft design, prowling software triplane designed just 2 years later as one of the early air superiority fighters. Now the BE-2 though was the mainstay of what the Royal Flying Corps was doing, and as you can see now...
Too quickly, here we go, and we're starting the takeoff run now. Here comes from the right, the Airbus A380. The departure is not the normal sort of departure you do with passengers. But look at that, what a grand... Keep flying away, and if that's not an impressive departure, watch the Airbus now going into a high angle of bank. As I say, not the sort of manoeuvre you do with running down the back with a gin tonic in the hand. A400M that he's moved off the runway, and the A400M now starts his takeoff run. That's the 380 comes into land, 380 will go down to the left plane and the left end of the runway, turn around and come back, and we parked up in preparation for departing back to Toulouse. This is the A400M from Airbus. Keep flying away and immediately into roll. Tactical departure. When you're in a dodgy area, you don't want to be Trescal, 2 knots, 4 arms, big climb, pitch round, and you're going to see a very agile flight display by the A400M as the 380 comes down. What a magnificent flight. Service with the French airport lost when the one to deploy and operate the Turkish airport has also been delivered. Here 107. Now start to take off and listen to the sound of this lovely classic aircraft, the Avro Anson, getting airborne now. Cockpit now is full of smoke. So he has to open the air vent to get the smoke out so you can see where it's going to go next. You can see by this aerobatic route, why Mark has achieved so many titles to his name. He does tour it all around the world. We had him down at the Bahrain International Airshow. I mean, that airplane is constructed from steel tubing, carbon fibre, wood in the fin. Speeds, well, the roll rates, for example, 420 degrees per second. In international competitions, the judges will be looking to see if you've got it exactly online. 10 degrees out, and you're going to get down the scores because people get it at the spot on, like Martin showed you today. We should have actually started counting how many rolls Chris does in the whole display, but too late to get rid of it. Not a lot of visibility over the bonnet. Not correctly engine up the front. You mentioned yesterday that the accident is actually become quite rare. It's only about 60 on the left. And I realised that it's made about 300. And then when the A380 came out, Moscow ordered its bus to scrap the 50 and return the logbooks to Moscow. Fortunately, people didn't obey that request. Liberated, I think, is the answer.
That one's not waving. Well, it's important to air traffic who have been absolutely superb this whole week in validation.
represents the very best of the great British people. And she has proved herself, this particular aeroplane, the single most popular aircraft in the country. She's the people's aeroplane. And on her nose she proudly bears the title, The Spirit of Great Britain.
He's to get airborne, climb to altitude before coming back. Meanwhile, the B8 Posideon has moved out onto the runway. Starting the takeoff run, this is Boeing's multi-mission maritime patrol aircraft. The B8, and this is how the Americans said, militarized, ruggedized, weaponized. The Brits is like that. It's a combination of aircraft, it's a good British one. This is 737. Here we go, the Super Hornet.
Look at that.
Of the sea carrier. Lift on the wing to get it airborne, so that comes the engine, and as the accelerates forward, then the lift translates onto the wing, as the nozzles are put aft and the accelerator gets purely on wingboard flights. It's a short takeoff landing, using a bit of the vertical boom and the forward boom to go, and here he comes.
You might want to block your ears.
Slow speed pass, partial on engine, borne flight and wing borne. None of us wants to remember the sequence. Not just me.
aerodynamic effects that can happen when all rotary aircraft fly, and you can use that to advantage in the Lynx. Here's the semi-rigid main rotor head, you don't tend to cut off the tail. So that gives you that sort of manoeuvre. Not quite the loop, but it's agile. Take my hand, you let go now, the hand that caught me, held on all the time, just look at that. This is a fantastic display by this British Army. Look at that. Well, you can see why they've won Dave Jordan's Memorial Sword.
I won't actually strong, I'm slightly chewed out for a second. But I'm back with you.
Thanks, mate. Really good. So fantastic. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's no. Oh, well, you get it. Look at that. All that. That is seriously neat. I mean, I know. I mean, take it up. Pause. In display centre. Well, an amazing sequence. Truly outstanding sequence. I think I don't think I've seen anything better from any helicopter in 40 years of commentating from the British Army. That was absolutely
Family next. Meteor and the Vampire about to take off. Could be you or your family. All you have to do is text to 70800, 70800 the word save, and £5 will go towards the next ambulance. Spoken to the people of the London Air Ambulance with partly.
Loading up my takeoff now, looking forward to replacing takeoff. Actually, got full swing to go forward. Okay.
Nine headlights come on, the pilots go to full power on their Rolls-Royce Thor engines, winding up to 5,200 pounds of thrust, and there we go, a bit of British red, white and blue.
Well, actually,
Red 1, 2, 3 when he step brakes. 1 second later, red 4 and 5, and 2.5 seconds later, red 6, 7, 8 and 9. These engines now powered up, accelerating through about 100 miles an hour already, and they'll be rotating to get airborne about 150 miles an hour.
Red 7, we now going to move across and form the box for Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team. Red 1 pulls them up into that loop and now calls them. Start moving forward again to form another shape, this time of feather arrow. As they reach the top of this loop, they're about 5,500 to 6,000 feet. The jets have slowed down to about 100. It's the amazing Yippo Pass. The Goose. Get ready to draw a heart. Now keep your eyes to the top left of the heart, and here comes another jet and a final touch. His smoke comes on. This is Red 8, Flight Lieutenant Martin Pert, 33rd year with the team, the former Hawk instructor and a 20 pilots and Harrier pilots. And Pert has asked me to say hello to his lovely wife.
That's low.
This is the vertical brake. They're putting 60, now ready to warning each other. Watch out, pilots, walk their smoke runner. And 3 crosses using the aircraft's control column, and on which there are the individual colour control buttons. Red 7, they're working hard, flying his jet only 8 feet away from Red 6, but doing it while he's upside down. Now get your eyes to the left to find the 5 headlights of Enid. The inside pilots perform tight match rolls to the outside of the formation in the rollbacks. This is the Twister! Getting very dizzy with the red smoke on is Red 5. He's Flight Lieutenant Steve Morris. Steve's in his 2nd year with the team. He's a former Hawk flying instructor, and operationally he's flown both the Harrier GR9 and the Tornado GR4 before donning his red suit for the first time last year. We are the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows!
Here we go, brakes released, Super Constellation, from your right.
Yeah, we'll give you faults forever.
I feel like I'm being patronised. No, surely not. Let's just listen to the supersonic come past again, and then we'll see if Mark has the answer. I'm sure he does.
Stop swinging the barrier unless you're facing.
A Meteor. No, it's not. It's a Canberra. One of the members of the audience asking what's on the end of the runway. It's a Canberra. Waiting time. Positions get everywhere. Canberra starting the takeoff run. Ignition electric Canberra.
What's your thing? Right, mate.
He's off, Matthew.
Listen to this sound. Imagine this. There's a raid, a parachute raid on 6th June. I'm very sure the street getting airborne. And the first flight, 17th of December, 1903. I'll give you time to actually tell us. All the magnetic flights. Airlines around the world. Let's do this for first flight, first time flight to these sort of skips.
Looks like we've got a couple of other things to fly first. Lights flashing. That's Eurofighter.
Looking where it's flying or looking over.
Oh, hi! How do you do? How do you do? Why do people say how do you do? How do you
It's
do?
an old formal greeting.
How do you do?
Don't swing around, there's too many people around.
I do. Oh, it's still kicking me now. Oh, here comes the Spitfire. Oh, it's just not